The Mets have so much work to do this winter, but here are the ways they can go back to being a World Series contender. Spoiler alert, it's going to take a lot of money. The Mets need to completely retool their starting rotation. The free agent class is not great. It's a lot of older guys. They need to go to the trade market. They should start their offseason with this guy, Freddie Peralta, still just 29 years old. He's been a workhorse for the Brewers for the last few years. One more year left on his deal. That's usually the time where the small market Brewers say, we're not going to pay this guy long term. It's better to give him up a year early than a year too late where you get nothing for him in free agency. I think you can go get him. He would be a great fit. I would be willing to trade just about any prospect in the Mets system for him other than Carson Bench. Step two, more Brewers. Let's go with Brandon Woodruff. Let's give him a 2-year, $38 million deal plus incentives on the open market. He had a $20 million team option that was declined by the Brewers. He just wasn't able to stay healthy this year. He's 33 years old. His stuff is still great. His fastball looked good. This is a guy who I can see bouncing back and giving the Mets big time innings in the second or third spot in a good rotation. Number three, they have to re-sign Edwin Diaz. Think about how far he's come in New York, where that first season was a total disaster. He bounces back during the COVID year, and he comes out and says he thinks he did better because there was no New York fans. Now he's a fan favorite. He's got the song. He's been the best reliever in baseball for a few years, and they simply can't replace him. He was on the highest paid contract by any reliever in baseball history. He declined the last two options as he should have. He had 2 years, $38 million remaining. We're going to go out and double that. 4 years, $76 million for Edwin Diaz. I hope with the quote-unquote hometown discount, that gets it done. Next step, we're going to trade away Kodai Senga. We're going to need some more prospects if we're going to get involved in the Tariq Skubal sweepstakes, Freddie Peralta sweepstakes. Look, if the Mets are trying to trade this guy, that means they don't feel confident they can get the best out of him. It's that simple. Kodai Senga has had some great first halves, some awful second halves. He missed a basically entire year two here. They don't trust him to be healthy. They don't love his workout routines where he's very particular about what he does. The Mets just don't believe they can get through to him. That's why I believe he will be traded this offseason for maybe some kind of big league package of players. Maybe it's a prospect or two. The return will not be that strong, but I think they have to move on. We're removing one Met in Kodai Senga, but we're re-adding an old one in Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader had a very nice season for the Mets. He had an even better season with the Twins and Phillies this year. The Mets really need a stabilizing force, a good defensive presence, the bottom of their order for probably 3 months or so until they feel Carson Bench, their top prospect, is ready. Harrison Bader fits that perfectly. He knows the New York market. He's played for both teams. If he's still hitting, he'll stay in center field. They'll find another place for Carson Bench. If he's not, he becomes your fourth outfielder. 1 year, $12 million. This one's tough with Pete Alonso, fan favorite, all-time Mets home run leader. They clearly don't really think they need to bring him back for whatever reason. They think he's not going to age well. He believes he's in for a big payday. He's still trying to make up for declining that 7-year, $157 million deal a few summers ago. I think this is going to be another long offseason for Pete Alonso. I don't think teams really want to break the bank a year before this huge lockout is looming. I think he's going to wind up settling for a similar deal that he got last spring with the Mets. We'll say 4 years, $120 million. Maybe it's a little bit front-loaded where he gets like another $33, $34 million year one, gets an opt-out in year 2 or 3. I think Pete can come back, but I think if he does, it's going to be on the Mets' terms. And our last big move here, Luis Arraez. I think you can go get him 2 years, $28 million on the open market. For whatever reason, teams just don't love him. He doesn't have a lot of power. He can't really field. I think the Mets can hide him half the week at second base. You could put him at DH the other half. This is a career 349 hitter with runners in scoring position. The Mets just couldn't buy a clutch hit for most of the summer. This is a guy who would be perfect 2 or 3 in the order. It allows Soto and Alonso to hit behind him. There'll always be somebody on base. This is a perfect fit for the Mets in big, spacious Citi Field. I don't really get why the whole industry is sleeping on him. Batting average still matters to some degree. The Mets also have an entire bullpen to fix. Pete Fairbanks is a free agent. He could be a good setup man for Edwin Diaz. How about a guy like Dustin May? Only 28 years old. He's had a couple organizations give up on him. He still has the big fastball. I would love to see what he can do a full season as a reliever. The Mets have a lot of work to do, but if they spend the money, they spend some prospects, they can get this done.